Embrace the frequency of joy and watch as the universe orchestrates miracles in your life.
Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, unexplored territory, filled with mysteries that have captivated human thought since the dawn of time. This territory isn't marked on any map, yet it's a journey each of us will one day take. Today, we look into the enigmatic world of life after death, a concept that crosses the boundaries of cultures, religions, and scientific study. Across the globe, diverse beliefs paint a rich tapestry of interpretations about what, if anything, lies beyond this life. From the serene promises of heavenly afterlives in some religions to the stark skepticism of materialist science, the range of perspectives is as vast as humanity itself. Our aim in this exploration is not just to present these views, but to journey together through these profound ideas, seeking insights and understanding about one of life's greatest mysteries. Join us as we uncover the truths that might just reshape our views on existence beyond death, bringing new light to the shadows of the unknown. Throughout history, human beings have pondered the great mystery of what lies after death, weaving this curiosity into the very fabric of their cultures. Each civilization, from ancient Egyptians to the modern day, has crafted its own narrative about the afterlife, reflecting deep-seated values and the quest for meaning. The ancient Egyptians, for example, believed in a detailed afterlife where actions in this world directly affected one's destiny in the next. They meticulously preserved bodies and buried them with goods and spells to ensure a safe passage and a pleasant existence after death. In stark contrast, the ancient Greeks envisioned Hades, a shadowy, indifferent underworld where souls lingered, regardless of their earthly deeds. Moving across to Eastern philosophies, the Hindu and Buddhist traditions introduced the concept of reincarnation, a continuous cycle of birth, death, and rebirth determined by karma. This belief system emphasized moral living, with the afterlife serving as a reflection of one's actions and intentions throughout their lives. As centuries turned, these beliefs evolved significantly, influenced by changing societal values, scientific advancements, and interactions among diverse cultures. The Enlightenment era, for instance, brought a more skeptical view of the afterlife, focusing on empirical evidence and observable reality. This shift led many to question the traditional views held by their ancestors, paving the way for a variety of secular interpretations about life after death. Today, these historical beliefs continue to influence modern views, though they have transformed in light of new philosophical and scientific understandings. As we explore these enduring questions, we see not only a tapestry of human belief, but also a mirror reflecting our collective aspirations and fears. Each culture's perspective on the afterlife tells a story of its people, their values, and their place in the vast narrative of human existence. As we examine these stories, we gain insight into not only what various cultures believe awaits us after death, but also how these beliefs have shaped, and continue to shape, the civilizations of the world. As we turn our gaze from ancient myths and spiritual beliefs to the realm of scientific inquiry, we find that the quest to understand life after death has also captivated the minds of researchers and scientists. The exploration of whether consciousness survives the physical death of the body has led to groundbreaking studies that both challenge and expand our understanding of life's final frontier. Significant among these investigations are the studies on near-death experiences, where individuals report profound, often life-changing encounters during moments of clinical death. Researchers like Dr. Raymond Moody and Dr. Bruce Grayson have documented thousands of these experiences across cultures, noting commonalities such as a sensation of leaving the body, moving through a tunnel, and feeling an overwhelming sense of peace and unconditional love. Moreover, the field of quantum mechanics has introduced theories that hint at a non-material basis of consciousness, suggesting it could exist separate from the brain. Pioneering scientists like Sir Roger Penrose have posited that consciousness involves quantum processes which do not necessarily cease with the death of the physical body. Despite these intriguing insights, skepticism remains robust in the scientific community. Many researchers argue that near-death experiences can be attributed to brain chemistry, neurological responses to trauma and hypoxia. Critics of quantum theories of consciousness point out the lack of empirical evidence linking these processes to the afterlife specifically, suggesting that such hypotheses are more speculative than scientific. This dynamic interplay between evidence and skepticism pushes the boundaries of what we know and challenges us to think deeply about what might lie beyond the limits of scientific measurement. The journey through scientific investigation into the afterlife not only illuminates the mysteries of human consciousness, but also inspires us to consider the profound implications of what it means to truly understand life and death. As science continues to probe these depths, it brings us closer to answering age-old questions that resonate with the core of human existence. The human element, with its rich tapestry of personal stories and testimonials, brings a deeply intimate dimension to our exploration of life after death. Individuals from all walks of life and from every corner of the globe have shared experiences that they describe as encounters with the afterlife. These accounts offer not only a glimpse into the unknown, but also touch our hearts and stir our curiosity about what lies beyond. Consider the story of a firefighter from New York who, after being trapped under debris during a rescue operation, reported an out-of-body experience where he felt lifted from the scene and enveloped in peace, only to return as his colleagues pulled him to safety. Or a grandmother in Tokyo who, during a severe illness, recounted a vivid journey to a tranquil garden where she spoke with loved ones. Long past, returning with a new sense of purpose and a lessened fear of death. These personal narratives frequently feature themes of transcendence, reunion with loved ones, and a profound sense of interconnectedness with the universe. They challenge our understanding of reality and provoke deep reflections on the nature of our existence. Yet, the interpretation of these stories is as varied as the experiences themselves. Critically analyzing these testimonials, researchers explore psychological, neurological, and cultural factors influencing the recounting of near-death experiences. Skeptics argue that these could be hallucinations induced by stress or brain functions nearing the end of life, while others see them as evidence of a consciousness that persists beyond physical demise. The impact of these stories is undeniable, regardless of the interpretation. They enrich the dialogue about the afterlife by adding personal and emotional layers to a topic often dominated by abstract theories. As we look into these personal accounts, we not only broaden our understanding of what might lie beyond, but also connect more deeply with the universal human experiences of hope, fear, and the search for meaning. The notion of a good death resonates deeply within us, carrying with it a mosaic of cultural, spiritual, and personal significance. How we perceive the end of life and what we consider a dignified closure varies remarkably based on our beliefs about what, if anything, awaits us after we breathe our last. For believers in an afterlife, whether they align with religious doctrines or more personal spiritual beliefs, death is often seen not as an end, but as a transition. This perspective can profoundly affect their approach to dying, with many expressing a desire for their passing to be peaceful, surrounded by loved ones, and in a state of spiritual readiness. In cultures where these beliefs are predominant, this can lead to end-of-life practices that emphasize comfort, the presence of family, and the performance of religious or spiritual rites that prepare the soul for its journey beyond. On the other hand, non-believers, who may view death as the definitive end of consciousness, often stress the importance of dignity, autonomy, and the resolution of worldly affairs at the end of life. For them, a good death might focus more on having control over the dying process, achieving closure with family and friends, and ensuring that their values and wishes are respected during their final moments. These divergent views on death significantly influence medical and palliative care practices around the world. In healthcare settings, understanding a patient's beliefs about the afterlife can guide practitioners in providing care that aligns with the patient's values and wishes. For instance, palliative care teams are increasingly adept at integrating spiritual care with medical treatment, ensuring that emotional and existential concerns are addressed as part of comprehensive end-of-life care. Thus, the interplay between belief and the concept of a good death is pivotal. It not only shapes individual preferences for end-of-life care, but also informs broader medical practices and ethical policies. By considering these perspectives, healthcare providers can offer care that respects diverse beliefs about death, enhancing the dignity and quality of life, even in its final chapter. In the realm of philosophy, the contemplation of life, death, and the possibility of an afterlife has spanned millennia, inviting thinkers to probe the deepest questions of existence. Philosophers have ventured beyond the physical and empirical, exploring the metaphysical nuances of what death means and what, if anything, lies beyond it. From the ancient musings of Plato, who suggested the immortality of the soul in his theory of forms, to the existential ponderings of modern philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre, who argued that existence precedes essence, the philosophical landscape is rich with diverse perspectives. Plato's views posited that the soul does not perish with the body, offering a form of eternal existence through the realm of perfect forms. On the other hand, materialists like Thomas Hobbes argued that life is simply the motion of limbs and that death marks the end, nothing more. In between these extremes lies a vast range of beliefs and arguments. The existentialists, for example, invite us to find meaning within life's inherent absurdity, suggesting that the significance of life, and consequently of death, must be constructed out of personal freedom and choice rather than inherited from unseen realms. The ongoing philosophical debate about the afterlife remains vibrant and deeply divided. Some contemporary philosophers argue that consciousness could extend beyond the physical workings of the brain, suggesting scenarios where personal identity might persist. Others, firmly rooted in scientific realism, maintain that without empirical evidence, such beliefs fall into the realm of speculation, not substantiated knowledge. These discussions are not merely academic. They resonate with our personal experiences and cultural narratives about death. As we navigate through these philosophical explorations, we are invited to reflect on our values and assumptions about life's final transition. The diversity of thought enriches our understanding and often provides comfort, challenge, and a profound sense of wonder about the great mystery that awaits us all. The tapestry of human belief is woven with vibrant threads of religious interpretation, each adding unique colors to our understanding of the afterlife. Across the world's major religions, the afterlife is envisioned in remarkably different ways, each reflecting the core teachings and spiritual insights of the faith. In Christianity, the afterlife is often seen as a dual existence, heaven and hell, places of eternal bliss or damnation, based on one's earthly life and faith in God. This belief encourages followers to live morally and maintain a personal relationship with the divine, with the promise of eternal life acting as a profound motivator. Islam shares the concept of a judgmental afterlife, but adds unique elements, such as the crossing of the Sirat bridge over hell, which each soul must navigate based on their deeds. The vivid descriptions of the afterlife in Islamic teachings serve as a powerful reminder of the moral and ethical codes Muslims are encouraged to follow. Hinduism offers a different perspective with its belief in reincarnation, where the soul is reborn into new bodies over cycles of life, each determined by karma from past lives. This belief system instills a sense of long-term consequence for actions, emphasizing moral integrity and the spiritual progression towards moksha, liberation from the cycle of rebirth. Buddhism also teaches reincarnation, but focuses on the cessation of suffering through enlightenment. Nirvana, the the ultimate goal is a state of liberation and freedom from earthly desires and suffering. Here, the focus is less on the afterlife as a destination and more on achieving a state of non-attachment and understanding. The role of faith in shaping these views cannot be overstated. Faith acts as a powerful catalyst for billions, guiding daily actions, influencing decisions, and providing a framework for understanding the complexities of life and death. For many, faith offers comfort in times of loss and a reservoir of hope for an existence beyond life's final breath. As we explore these religious landscapes, we see how deeply faith can permeate the human experience, affecting everything from personal life choices to broader societal norms. The impact is profound and enduring, demonstrating the pivotal role that beliefs about the afterlife play in the cultural and spiritual lives of communities around the globe. The fear of death is a universal experience, yet how it manifests can vastly differ depending on cultural contexts. Across the globe, cultures have developed unique ways of understanding and coping with this fear, often reflecting deeper beliefs about the afterlife and the nature of existence itself. In many Western societies, where secularism often prevails, death may be seen as the ultimate end, leading to a fear not just of dying, but of non-existence. This fear can drive people to seek legacy through their achievements, to extend their influence beyond their physical lifespan. It also influences societal norms around health, safety, and longevity, pushing medical advancements and discussions about ethical end-of-life care to the forefront of public discourse. Conversely, in cultures with a strong belief in an afterlife or reincarnation, such as many Eastern or indigenous societies, death may be viewed as a transition rather than an end. This perspective can reduce the fear of death, emphasizing instead a preparation for what comes next. Rituals, community gatherings, and spiritual practices often focus on aiding the transition of the soul, demonstrating how cultural frameworks for understanding death deeply affect communal behaviors and individual peace of mind. Moreover, the way a society handles death often reflects its deepest values, whether it prioritizes individual achievement, community support, or spiritual growth. These values in turn shape everything from healthcare policies and funeral practices to attitudes toward aging and the elderly. As we continue to explore how different cultures confront the fear of death, it becomes clear that these approaches not only inform how individuals cope with mortality, but also how societies function at their core. Understanding these diverse perspectives offers not only insight into our own fears, but also a deeper appreciation for the varied ways humanity finds meaning, hope, and continuity in the face of life's most universal experience. As we navigate through the 21st century, our attitudes towards death and the afterlife are evolving, shaped by a rapidly changing world where technology and secularism play pivotal roles. In more secular societies, there's a noticeable shift towards viewing death through a scientific lens, focusing on the biological aspects of demise and often sidelining spiritual or mystical interpretations of what lies beyond. This pragmatic approach challenges traditional views and encourages a discourse that prioritizes quality of life over speculations about life after death. Technology, too, has a profound impact on how we perceive and engage with the concept of death. Social media platforms allow us to memorialize the deceased, creating digital legacies that live on in the virtual world. Advances in medical technology push the boundaries of life, delaying death and reshaping our experiences of mortality and the dying process. Virtual reality experiences even offer simulations of the afterlife, providing a new way for people to confront and contemplate their mortality in a controlled environment. Moreover, media portrayals of death and the afterlife, whether through movies, television shows, or books, play a significant role in shaping public perception. These portrayals often reflect and sometimes challenge the prevailing cultural attitudes towards death. They can demystify death, making it more familiar and less frightening, or they can enhance its mystery and allure through tales of hauntings, reincarnation, or epic afterlife adventures. In this modern context, death becomes a topic not just of philosophical or religious contemplation, but also of ethical debate and personal choice. The way we talk about, prepare for, and experience death is continuously changing, influenced by the tools we use to understand and cope with it. As we look to the future, it's clear that our journey towards understanding death is as much about the technology and media that inform us as it is about the timeless human questions that compel us. As we conclude our journey through the exploration of life after death, we've traversed a landscape rich with cultural, philosophical, and spiritual insights. From the ancient beliefs that shaped civilizations to modern scientific investigations that challenge our understanding, we've seen how deeply the mystery of the afterlife is woven into the human experience. We've heard personal stories that defy explanation, explored the profound impact of religious beliefs, and considered how modern attitudes and technologies are reshaping our approach to death. This exploration invites each of us to reflect on our own beliefs and consider how they shape our lives and our approaches to death. It also challenges us to respect and understand the diverse perspectives that exist around the world, recognizing that each belief system provides its own form of comfort and meaning to those who follow it. I encourage you to look into your own thoughts and feelings about what we've discussed. Reflect on how your views on the afterlife might shape your actions and interactions in this life. And most importantly, engage with others to share and learn from the vast array of beliefs that make our human experience so richly diverse. If you found this exploration enlightening and thought-provoking, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more insightful content. Your engagement helps us grow and continue to bring meaningful discussions into the light. Thank you for joining this journey, and let's keep the conversation going.